What's going on, guys? Wait, start with unboxing. Are we unboxing? Suspension stuff. Yeah. What's up, guys? Windshields here. Welcome back to the Daily Misfire. Hope you're having a good day so far. I'm just going to do a quick video updating you on kind of what's about to be rolling in the shop, what I've been doing this last week, and what we've done this weekend, including the wagon is off the trailer and in the shop. I am stoked. So, before we get into too much as far as the wagon's concerned, we will do a video on the wagon, so I'm not going to say too much aside from the wagon is off the trailer and it's in the shop, so I can actually work on my trailer. So if you hadn't noticed before when I did my wagon, us going to get the wagon video, I show you, walk over to my trailer. It had to have been the last like 20 minutes of our drive because this tire's wheel bearing absolutely exploded itself. I mean, you can, yeah, there you go. You can see the gap in there. There is nothing left in that wheel bearing aside whatever's sitting on that hub. So that will need to be fixed. And this, our nice handy dandy crank, doesn't actually do anything. That's fine. We'll just, use a jack or something at some point. That's what I've been doing. That's how I got it over from over there to over here, was I jacked up the back of it and got that on the trailer. That's always fun. Have you ever used a jack to actually get a trailer onto a car? Because when the jack picks it up, it goes, so then when you have the back end, you have to kind of guess where it, that arc, where it was coming slanted at, because when you bring it down, it comes down sideways. So it's very hard to do. Us having to do stuff in the mud, having to do that is very annoying. So people that worked in the mud a lot more than me are probably going, yeah, you dummy, that's just how it works. Me, I'm like, I don't know. I normally have a jack and you go, and it goes, and it just works. That one doesn't work. Let me take these guys off. So, yeah. So the trailer is able to be worked on now. I can actually work on it. So I have to get a new, what is that? Is a little landing gear, I think is what those are called. I'm going to get a landing gear from the front, fabricate that onto the front of it, probably just with like nut and bolt it, drill it onto the side like a normal one. Instead of being a boat, it's going to be like one that's like that, and then it goes, and then it goes, yeah. So one that does that, one actually works. And then next for this guy, we'll actually do a walk around video. I'll talk more about what's going to happen to the car. But basically what I'm going to be doing just quickly is we'll do a video on that, but we'll take probably the front clip off, engine and trans out, just to make it easier to move, and then I'll make a fabrication table, and we'll basically set the whole car onto that table, and that way it's, we'll take the front clip off, rear suspension will come out, put on the table, and that way we can just work on the car, do body work, do all the stuff, but it can be rolled around the shop, and that way it's not, oh, well, you can't get to that corner because the Nova's in the way, you can't really get it out. So we'll get it onto a table or something, and then get, I'll get some sort of storage for all the glass, all the trim, all the stuff that's good. We'll put all that away, and we'll kind of keep it kind of apart, and that way when it comes time to put it back together, and once all the metal work's done, once we get the suspension stuff in, once the engine's built and put together, this car is going to be a couple-year project. I mean, that's just what this car is going to be. But I'll have a video about more in depth about that, but that's kind of the plan for that car. In other news, the Nova, I'm going to be finishing up that video very soon on me doing the rear suspension for the Caltrac bars and stuff. I'm going to put my shades back on. So yeah, so got the Caltracs on, got split monos on, got the car aligned. It is money. This suspension's mint. I can't wait to actually have power in the car to where it all actually matters. Because right now, no offense to the 283, but that 283 is very weak suck and kind of can't get out of its own way when it comes to some of it. I mean, it makes around 200 horsepower, so you can't complain too much, but definitely not the close to 400 that guy is going to be making. So I'll be doing a video on that guy, hopefully getting that assembled, or at least an update video on what I've been doing. I have a pulley puller video that I'll be doing is just a quick little 5-minute video, kind of like this one. This is gonna be more than 5 minutes, but kind of a short video just on how I use that pulley puller, and then a link for that one. So yeah, so we got that together. Nova is getting ready to be heart transplanted again for like the 4th year in a row, because that's just what I do. Apparently I pull engines out and put them back in the car. For you guys that are wondering how much safety I'm rolling on the car, we have a SFI flex plate that I just ordered. More goodies, and because of Andrew Erickson, for what he showed me, I have a transmission blanket, because his decided to grenade itself at the top end of the track when he was running and put holes in his floor, and that's not good. So that will prevent that, hopefully. So that is SFI up to $10.99. I don't need it, but when you're doing safety stuff, it's always good to have extra safety stuff. So yeah. So with that being said, Nova, I'll be doing a video on wrapping up that video for the suspension. We'll be wrapping up, I'll be doing the videos for the engine, and I'll also be doing a video on Sweet Patina. So I got some of their wax and detailing stuff from them, and I'll be doing a video on how awesome that is. I did a little spot on this and the dually, and I just did little spots just to see what it does, and that stuff works. So I want to do a video to share that with you guys, because it's just like awesome stuff. So yeah, so that's kind of those things as far as car stuff. And then I'll switch. I have been doing a lot of gravel work with that old Ford tractor over there, that guy. I've been moving a lot of gravel around. So before, when they got done, because they had a like bulldozer, I guess, whatever you want to call that, and that guy, and that's what they were using. They had a bulldozer and that's pretty much what they were using for all the gravel stuff. So they had that guy, but they don't really, the guy that did the gravel stuff said he's never really used the grader all that much. So he's like, I don't really know how to level gravel. And that is something that I know how to do, because I've done this quite a bit in California. So I was like, sure, I'll do that. So I've been moving gravel around. It was really bumpy and rutty, and it didn't really connect to the road. So this part right here is a lot thicker rock than this is. This is smaller gravel, and this is like smallerest gravel. So right there, I kind of connected everything together. I just graded the gravel road that came up, because it was kind of lumpy and bumpy. So got that done. Kind of leveled this out a little bit more. It needs to be like packed down, so like we need to drive on it more, and then kind of come back and grade it a little bit more. But this is coming a lot better. I have piles of gravel, because they brought a lot of gravel in on the backside that we didn't really need. So bring that gravel kind of over and around, and hopefully add a little bit more gravel around the shop. But yeah, so you can kind of see where I've been pulling from. And then I've been pulling a lot more from back here and trying to level some of the dirt back here. So this is kind of a more lumpy and bumpy, and I didn't want ankle twisters or anything out here if you ever walk back here. So that's gonna be all nice and flat now. I have dirt over there for fill dirt for other stuff that we need to do. And then this part I graded more, so this is nice and level. Again, it needs to be packed down, but it's a lot more level than it was. So yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing as far as this stuff goes. I'm really excited for that. Hopefully next week, as far as the shop goes, we'll have power and stuff, because the big deal well, I'll show you. A couple weeks ago when they tore apart the yard, that's for water, that's for power. So that dirt path that kind of goes out that way, that's underground power that runs to that guy, this guy, and then that's all the power for the shop is going to be right there. Excuse me. So that's where all the power is going to be for the shop, and then my dad's been wiring kind of everything up, trying to just for our test, so that way when they hook it up and test it, this county can go, yep, it works, and then cool. And then we start wiring up the shop, and we get lights, and we get tools, and we get air, and we get welders, and all that stuff that you need functioning shop. So I am stoked. I am excited for that. I'll keep you guys updated on everything as we go. This is just kind of a Sunday afternoon. I'll probably post this Monday. But this is kind of like a weekend overview of everything we've been doing the last couple weeks. I'm going to try to put out like 3 videos in the next week and a half. I'm going to try. With the videos I just said I have. I know I can knock out 2 of them for sure. 3 to 4 is going to be kind of an iffy thing. But we'll go from there. So be sure to subscribe. We're almost to 1,000. We're almost to our watch hours, sort of. We're on the right path. So if you guys keep watching these, keep hanging out, I will really appreciate it. So, and not to mention, we have hot rod stuff. You gotta like it. You gotta like it. That being said, I will see you guys later. Peace.